Welcome back, folks. I'm Evan Saint-Gerard.
I'm Dean Graver.
We want to introduce Lauren Barrington. Her business, she does mediation. So we're in real estate, and we just want to share some information about you're selling a home, you're going through the process, thinking about getting a divorce, and you're not sure where to start. Obviously, you have to have a conversation with the professionals. You talk to your realtor. Hopefully, they guide you to the person like Lauren who can walk you through the process if you're going through a divorce. Lauren, tell them a little bit about your business, how long you've been around, and stuff like that.
Hi, my name is Lauren Barrington. My business is Nexus Mediation. I've been around probably 4 years. I specialize in divorce mediation. So I work with couples who are interested in saving time, energy, and money when it comes to divorce. And when it comes to divorce, it also comes to division of assets. So working with clients who want to sell their property or they're trying to figure out what to do with their marital home or other properties that they might have. I work with clients that are able to discuss and negotiate the terms in order to do so as amicably as possible.
Okay, and with that said, what we try to do with this when we have people going through this mediation or divorce mediation, separating or contemplating separation, is to just openly communicate with both parties, let them know, at least from from the real estate perspective, what the home is realistically worth, how it's going to work, what kind of time frame it would take to sell the home. And also, I find the communication is tremendous with this because feel like one spouse doesn't want you to feel like you're taking a side here. Are you discussing a different value than the real value? No. Everything that we talk about is just the fair market value, open and equal and honest, equal communication with both parties all the time so that they feel as comfortable as they can moving forward. And if it's something that has to be done, meaning sell the home, I want to make everybody ensure that Everett and I want to ensure that everybody's just as comfortable as they can possibly be from our perspective, our role in this.
And Lauren, you also mentioned that pretty much you're neutral party when it comes to this conversation. We do the same exact thing.
That's what I was trying to say.
We're
Yeah, completely
neutral party. We're here to help service everybody, make sure that everybody, what your goal is, your collective goal, you want to sell the property, you want to make sure everybody gets an equal share or whatever it is that you agreed on. You have to have the conversation with the right professionals, and hopefully that's us. We're having the conversation with you, and you're satisfied with whatever the answers to the questions that we're answering. Anything you'd like to share that people should know when it comes to mediation and selling a home?
Yeah, so I think that people should not sleep on mediation. I think it's very important, especially if you are, again, trying to do this as amicably as possible. There have been a few instances where one person wants to sell, the other person does not want to sell. And as the neutral third party, I would discuss the terms of selling and what that would look like for them. So sometimes we have to bring in a financial neutral, and the financial neutral would review their finances as a couple as well as separately and tell them who can actually and realistically own the property and give them what their options would be from there. And we really kind of dig into what the property means to them, if it has sentimental value, if it's a family property, or anything like that. And then we see if they're able to actually manage the property in a way that is going to still allow them to live comfortably. So when it comes to divorce mediation, in that aspect, we really try to look at the whole picture instead of trying to force one person out and making the other person uncomfortably in a situation they don't want to be in.
So
completely makes sense.
it does make sense. When you're thinking like a couple, maybe it might be husband, wife, it might be a different variation of that, or maybe it might be family members who own the property. Do you work with family members that pretty much are together, but they decide, you know what, family, we need to separate, we can't live together anymore? Was it strictly couple?
Yes, I have worked with family members that are interested in separating. I think when it comes to the marital home or property that is owned, we look mostly at the couple and or whose name is on, the property. That's really where the priority lies because we don't want to encourage conversations with someone who might not be able to, who doesn't have an interest in that property outside of just being able to live there. So if there are issues that the family might have about selling the property, we try to include them, but we prioritize what I guess, the stakeholders, the owner of the properties, what their opinions are.
All right. So my next question would be, what paperwork, let's say somebody's watching this right now and they're like, all right, I want to get started. Obviously, they're talking to the realtor. We know what paperwork they would need for us, but what kind of paperwork would you need or documentation would you need for them to get started with you?
Yeah, so are you talking about for the entirety of divorce mediation or selling the property? Okay, yeah. So when it comes to divorce, we're looking at the finances. So we need to look over all of the finances, anything that has to do with your finances for the past few years. Or, if the marriage was shorter than that, we kind of look over that as well. We look at anything that would be divided when it comes to the assets. So if you have a business or something like that, we would look at all of the documents that were used to start the business if you started it together. Um, we just look at everything that has been used or acquired during the course of the marriage. So anything like that, we're looking at it.
And then once they have that documentation, they're going on the selling of the house, do you get involved in that part or basically you hand it off to the realtor?
No, I would be handing it off to you. That's where
Yeah.
you come in.
All right. So Dean, you want to speak on that part?
Well, as soon as we know really what that side of the story is and what that side of the negotiations, that's when we would sit down. We would meet with. I mean, I do like meeting with both people together, but I understand that that's not always comfortable and always possible. So if we meet with one, we immediately share the notes because they've got to be when it's talking about the house
Has to
mutual
be equal.
notes,
Yeah.
and then I'll meet with the other one. Whatever they prefer. If it can be together, great. If they're going to mediation, hopefully it can be together. I mean, that's the whole idea of this is to have a nice agreement and an understanding go. But it would be meet with us, and then we would have a traditional real estate conversation, and I would lead, just the open and fair to both people, as much
Yes.
communication as we can possibly do.
Have you ever had like a situation after the mediation's done, they sold the house? I don't want to say happy clients, but do they ever come back to you afterwards? The process is done. Come back to you, Lauren. Thank you so much for guiding us through this process, or a conversation like that. Do you have those kind of conversations?
Yes, I love to have those follow-up conversations. I like to call my clients a little bit after, or just keep in contact with them for up until their divorce finalizes or the issues have resolved if I'm not working on divorce specifically. I love to see where they end up. And I think a lot of the clients that I do speak to, they tell me how much easier mediation is for them than having to fight in court. Because when you're fighting in court, everyone's kind of angry at each other. It takes longer for everything to get done. Someone gets upset and they drag out the process much longer than it needs to be. But with mediation, both sides get to really express where they're coming from. And with that, they're a lot happier.
All right. I guess the next question, I guess our
That
question is going to be the same question that the viewers have. How did they get in contact you when they're ready to have that conversation?
Yes, absolutely. You can definitely reach me at my website, which is nexusmediation.net, or you can give me a call at 631-320-8694.
And Dean, for us, basically, people who are thinking if they need the mediation, and then the next step after the mediation is to contact a realtor or a team of realtors to get their home sold. Who should they be calling, Dean?
call me 516-527-9549 or call you.
Call me at 917-975-5985. I got to remember the camera's up here, 917-975-5985. And our website is mynyhomesales.com. You'll see this video pretty much everywhere. And like I've said in our previous video, Lauren, thank you so much for doing this. Our goal is always, as realtors, as our team NWE, is to put value out there for our clientele, for the people who might not know that they need our services, to let them know that you're not by yourself. We have answers to your question. Our job is problem solving, and we network with as many people who we know that can solve problems also. So when there's a demand like this, we're here to help. Dean, you have any words you want to say?
Gonna let you wrap that up. That's
All
fine.
right. With that being said, I'm Evan Saint-Gerard.
And I'm Dean Graber.
And Lauren, thank you so much for being on here. Until next time, guys,
Thank you.
have a great day. Remember, you're not by yourself. Give us a call. Let's have the conversation. Let's get you to the next step.